Hi guys, Pickles the Gaijin here, Jamaican YouTuber. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna do something a little different. A reaction to a Japanese video, how foreigners make Japanese feel uncomfortable unintentionally. This should be an interesting video. I came across it on my timeline feed, whatever, on YouTube. So let's get into it right away. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell to be alerted when I post new videos on the channel. Alright, let's get it.
Something that are normal in your country might be seen as awkward, confusing, or even annoying here in Japan. In America, you say, "Excuse me," but in Japan, we say,
ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。
Japan is a country full of rules. We have rules
Wait. We already started doing the foolishness already? Oh my god, it's crazy. We can't bother.
for the train, rules for the bus, rules for the office. We even have rules for using chopsticks.
箸を割るときは必ず脇を締めましょう。脇が開いていると肘が当たって
And yes, there are so many rules when you're around other people. But if you don't know these rules, you might be wondering why some Japanese people are trying to avoid you. Trust me, it's not because they are secretly discriminating against you. Or are they? Japanese are too polite to share any of these rules with foreigners. It's actually easier to move away from somebody who's making you uncomfortable than telling them directly. And one thing you need to know is Japanese people don't like to be direct. Well, except for when they do. Check out
I don't find that funny because that is the truth. Direct touching of your genitals or your bottom or your ass or whatever you guys call it, ketsu, booty, that is a real thing. And I agree. That's not a joke. It is very serious. Especially with kids. If you teach kids, you would have been controlled at least once in your lifetime. And it's not a pleasant experience. Jesus Christ. PTSD.
our Kancho University shirt and other great merch. So, if you don't want to make Japanese uncomfortable, you should avoid these things.
Okay, let's go.
Meet Azeron, a game-changing keypad made specifically for you.
It essentially
In Japan, we have the word smell harassment or perfume harassment. I was really surprised when I saw a poster that explains this type of harassment. But when I was in America, I was so surprised how many different fragrances there were. When I went to the mall, I could smell the air freshener, scented candle smell, etc. Also, I was surprised how strong the deodorant smells in America. I heard that Americans tend to enjoy more complex smell than Japanese people. Almost everyone I met wore some kind of perfume or deodorant. I don't think I ever met a person in America who had no smell. In Japan, the most popular scent here is no scent. For a lot of Japanese, the biggest reason
Lies. You're capping. That's a lie. Because many a time, on many occasions, especially on the train, in rush hour, there are smells. And unless that no scent is the smell, is a scent of. All right, no, let's not do this. But yes, I smell them using a lot of Japanese people, especially younger persons, using colognes, or they use a lot of Gatsby wipes in the summer, especially, and those come with a fragrance. So, are you, you know,
to wear deodorant is to remove the smell, not cover it up. Of course, we have scented deodorants too, but they usually have light smells like mint, lemon, and soap. So the smells aren't so strong. It's more like a refreshing or relaxing. Also, in our society, there are situations where you
mint is a sauce smell? Lemon? Wait, what are we doing? What are we? Never mind. Never mind. Oh Japan, Japan.
were supposed to be scentless. Work and school are two of the main places. This might explain why we are so sensitive to these smells. And some Japanese people are so sensitive to smell that they don't even want to be around others who are wearing heavy fragrances. When I used to work in a hotel VIP lounge, I had many requests from Japanese guests that they want to switch their seat because the person at the next table was wearing very strong perfume. The scent was usually coming from foreign guests, and the Japanese guests felt uncomfortable with the smell of the perfume. Also, in some places in Japan, there's an unspoken rule not to wear too strong fragrance. In high-end sushi or Japanese washoku restaurants where people enjoy delicate flavors, you should be scentless. If someone's wearing too strong fragrance or cologne, it can ruin other customers' experience too.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Japanese people see beards as dirty, scary, and aggressive. Why? The reason is history. Beards were acceptable at some point of Japanese history. It was a symbol of power during 1467 to 1615. In 1930, when militarism came to Japan, facial hair became a symbol of authority. After World War II, having no facial hair became common. As Japan's economy grew, more men were becoming office workers who wore suits. So a clean face became a symbol of a modern, sophisticated man. That's why beards aren't seen as a very good thing these days.
So you're telling me you guys were warlords, samurais, and wearing beards, power in position of power and strength. Then after the World War, you guys have an image recreation. I know the modern man is beardless. Alrighty, Japan. I've heard this before. Apparently, even in dating, women here prefer men without beards. To me, I don't like not having a beard because then I look like a pedophile. Maybe I should cut that one out. Sorry. Let's go again. I don't like not having a beard because it makes me look weird. It also helps to keep my face warm in the winter. Multi-purpose. I think beards are functional and fashionable. But, this is what the society is. And so hair is annoying here in Japan. Interesting. Beards. Because hairiness is not the only place. The face is not the only place that tends... Oh, apparently in Japan, hair on the face is bad. Except if the hair originates from somewhere else, but we move.
There have been court cases that employees sued the company because employers asked them to shave. If they didn't, they would have their pay cut or evaluation lowered. The latest case happened in 2019 when two male employees of Osaka Metro complained that they were unfairly evaluated because they did not shave as their supervisors told them to. Although they won the case, immediately after the news, the mayor of Osaka tweeted, "What's with this ruling? I'm appealing. The old city transportation is a service business. It's unreasonable to say that they don't have to follow the rules when they set the grooming standards and the rules themselves are legal. This is not a private club. It is a public service organization. It is funded by customer fees and the taxes were used to make the subway tunnels." Of course, this kind of incident would never happen in America, right? I was really surprised to see.
Wait, wow, it's not that serious though. Wow, that's crazy. The mayor, after a ruling made by the judicial system in Japan, the mayor then comes out and says this. Boy, one thing about Japan, they love them rules, boy.
See how many men had facial hair. Some guys even make it part of their identity. But can foreigners have facial hair if they work in Japan? Of course, nobody has a problem with facial hair in public places, like on a train, on a taxi, or in a grocery store, or etc. In some workplaces, facial hair is definitely okay. ECC is one of the biggest English school in Japan. This teacher, he is always on the poster. Look, he has a beard. Also, if your work is more artistic, like designer, video game maker, etc., then beards are okay. But I haven't seen foreigners who work in bigger Japanese companies with big facial hair. I wonder maybe they had to shave it so they could work there? I'm not sure. But I can say there are certain positions that require you to shave, like working as a sales rep, hotel staff, or a chef.
yeah.
Recently, however, I would say more and more, especially younger generation, people are accepting, neatly trimmed facial hair. You can even buy a beard sticker, so you can enjoy having a beard look on the weekend or vacation. Then have clean face when you go back to the office.
No, Japan.
Japanese people don't usually talk to strangers. But I know it's very different in America. When I took a flight in America, many people were talking with each other. I was surprised because many of them didn't know each other, but were chatting like old friends. Some of them even helped each other put things in the overhead storage. I was also shocked to find that when I walked in the store in the US,
Hold on. So you don't help people like if they can't put their bag in the overhead bin? All right, cool. All right, Japan. That's a lot though. I've been here for 8 years almost, and not saying that my experience is the only experience. I could never say that, but I generally find like I've been offered to help people, but they have oftentimes refused to help. Sometimes, like if they say no, it's okay. Even to offer them a seat in the train, sometimes they're like, no, 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 it's okay, because they don't want to inconvenience you. But this thing on the airplane, this is just like common courtesy in the West. So I guess it shows here that it's something that's not really practiced.
the shopkeeper start talking to me, hey, and then, have a chit chat. Why are they talking to me? But after getting used
Hold on, no. You can't be doing this because in Japan, like when you go to the shops or the izakayas, they make a lot of small talk, especially if you're there for a while. They make small talk with you. Who makes small talk like Japanese people? Like just to bypass the time. Oh, so kyo, thank you. That's new today. The weather is nice, right? And where are you from? They inquire oftentimes inquisitively, and sometimes if you react to them in a favorable way, then the conversation can go on. But that's especially if you can speak Japanese. If you don't speak Japanese and their English is limited, then there's not much small talk to be had. But okay.
to, talking to a stranger, everywhere. And when I came back to Japan, I missed it. I realized that, having a small talk with a stranger or, greeting to each other was such a, pleasant moment to me. Before I got married with Mr. Eats, I was living in New Zealand, Christchurch, for a year and a half.
Sweet.
I went to a grocery store by myself and then I bought a bunch of chocolate. So I brought all the chocolate and cookies to the cashier, and there was the very handsome looking cashier. He's not as handsome as Mr. Eats, so he would greet me, right? Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? Good, good. Where are you from? I'm from Osaka, Japan. I was so nervous, right? Because I have never been, talked by a total stranger. When he finished putting all the chocolates in a huge bag.
Why are you capping though? People nampa in Japan, flirting. Guys go to pick up girls on the weekend or at night, which is persons you don't know trying to talk to. So don't be telling these lies on the internet. Come on, Mrs. Eats. Come on. Especially Osaka, Namba. Come on. Y'all out there, people out there flirting with you all the time. You look good, so yeah, you cute.
He said, see you later. I literally translated into Japanese. I will meet you later. Okay, so he wants to see me later, after his work. Should I go back to ask him, what time do you finish your work? I didn't have guts to go back,
Whatever.
so I just went back to my dormitory. As I told you, for Japanese, being spoken by a stranger or even cashier is such a surprising thing. It's not normal for us to talk openly with people we don't know. If a stranger talks with us, we are probably thinking, why is he or she talking to me? What do they want from me? And also some Japanese people are very self-conscious about their English skills. So if they are talking in English, they get really nervous and then they probably don't know what to say to you.
Hi.
Don't worry, of course.
that that has actually happened. Like, someone said, and they leave. Like, that's funny.
There are people in Japan who enjoy small talk with strangers. Osaka is known as a place where people are more friendly. So, if you come here, more people might start chatting with you
See?
compared to other places in Japan. Of course, younger Japanese people tend to be friendlier to foreigners too. I think it's totally okay to talk to Japanese people when you come here. But please do not worry if the conversation doesn't go anywhere. Many people are just surprised when it does happen. Making direct eye contact is something we don't do in Japan. Maybe you've seen this video where Mr. East talked about a creepy DVD that is supposed to help you with eye contact. That's because in Japan, we are told that too much eye contact is bad. So when you talk with a Japanese person, they might not make direct eye contact with you. But that doesn't mean they are not listening to you. Instead, we show attentiveness by making sound. When we show that we are listening to you, we say, he, oh. You might think they're
Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense now. I don't think. Oh, so this name. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Like, I realized that after a couple like months that they always used to make sounds. So I guess it's used as a confirmation, which makes sense. As usual, the West is obviously different, but
too many rules in Japan, but actually following those rules are very, very important in Japan. If you want to succeed and make a good life here, it's important to understand those different rules. I met many people who had a hard time dealing with these different kind of rules in Japan and eventually, hated living in Japan. I talk all about it in this video and how you can overcome these things to have a successful life in Japan. Thanks for watching. Okini! 久しぶり
Alright, that was a fun video, guys. And make sure to subscribe to her channel, and the link will be in the video down below. Yeah, pretty much standard. Of course, she's Japanese, and so she would have that point of view in Japan. It's her country, and she's from Osaka. So I was wondering why she would say like talking to strangers is really surprising. For the most part, yeah, the video was accurate. Yeah, I didn't even really know like only four. Do you think there are any other rules that make Japanese feel uncomfortable? I should ask her. But yeah, that's pretty much it. She's all points on the head. The beard thing, I don't really, it's either here or there to me. It's not that weird. Countries have different practices and stuff, so it is what it is. Alright, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below. What do you think about these things that make Japanese people uncomfortable with foreigners? I wonder, is there anything that Japanese do that make us feel uncomfortable? Of course there are, but no one wants to see a video about that. Alright, make sure to subscribe. I also have a Patreon, which is not as active as it used to be, but we're getting there with stuff. So we have exclusive videos there and content that's not on this channel, because of course, copyright reasons, etc., etc. All right, people, because the guy is a Jamaican YouTuber, I'm out. Hopefully, you enjoyed this video, and yeah, peace. Ikimashou!